Hi, Emiliano.
Hello.
That was great. How was the jazz concert yesterday night?
It was really good. I was really nervous because the stage was full, but yeah, it was fun.
Do you like the interaction with the audience? Like they stand up and clapping hands and sing together with you guys?
I love that. I was feeling kind of like not sad, but like happy sad. You know, like when you like kind of want to cry, but like not because you're sad, but like because you're like really happy.
So happy, right?
Yeah.
And what did you do to de-stress before the show?
I meditated for 20 minutes before the show, and I practiced a little bit.
Did you do meditation quite often?
I do. I meditate every day for 20 minutes. Rafael Ravelo is one of my favorite classical guitarists, but he's more of like a South American music guitarist from Brazil. And I also really like Joe Pass. He's a jazz guitarist. I really like. I do, but I just have one, and it's not a jazz composition. It's kind of like an etude, and it's for classical guitar.
Where did you get your inspiration from?
I was learning. This was when I was just starting to learn classical guitar, and I was learning a lot of South American music. And I felt like I needed something to improve my scales, and my abilities on my guitar to move around the neck. So I composed an etude that helped me to warm up and to improve my ability to move around the neck.
Can you show us one of your favorite warm-up exercises?
One of my favorite warm-up exercises?
Yeah.
Okay. So I like to play arpeggios. And I play them in different positions.
That's really cool.
My guitar? Sure. My guitar, it's an Ibanez guitar. It looks like an expensive guitar, but it's a really cheap guitar.
No.
And it's a really cheap one because I just started learning jazz this year, and my dad didn't really want to like buy a really expensive guitar because I haven't been playing jazz for a long time, and so we decided to buy like a cheap one just to start and to see if I would really get into jazz, and then from them we would buy a better one.
Yeah.
But I mean it's a good guitar. I've had fun with it, and it has helped me to grow and develop more jazz skills.
Is this kind of guitar specifically for jazz? Or?
It is, yeah, it is. Like the tone, you can feel like it's like a very like warm tone. That's kind of like the tone that you. Yeah, that's kind of like the tone that you use in jazz, kind of like a warm tone.
Oh, great. What was the guitar that you used before? Was that a classical?
A classical guitar.
What's the difference?
So this guitar, the strings are steel strings, and of course it's an electric guitar. If you can't really hear it a lot if you don't use an amp. And the other one is an acoustic guitar, but with nylon strings. So they're like plastic, nylon.
Do you like classical guitar more than the jazz guitar, or?
I don't know, because when I started the year, I started as a classical guitarist here at Walnut Hill, but then I really didn't feel like becoming a classical guitarist, and I felt more like I wanted to pursue jazz and improvisation in college, and so that's what I decided to do, and I just applied to colleges for jazz. But I say that I like both equally, but I don't like so much classical guitar like Bach and stuff like that. Like I don't play that stuff because I don't know. I'm not really into that, and I don't know why I call it classical guitar, because it's more like South American music for guitar, which classical guitarists also play, but that's my main focus on classical guitar, is just South American music for guitar, like choros, milongas, and tangos, stuff like that.
Interesting. What triggers you to be in the jazz major?
What triggers me?
Yeah.
It triggers me, and yeah, I really like it because it lets me expand my creativity and be very creative with the phrases that I can create. So it's kind of like, I also see it like a little bit like composition. Like even though I'm not an actual composer, I feel like when you're improvising, you're kind of like composing music.
Mm-hmm.
And like you kind of like, and all that stuff that you improvise, you practice, of course, beforehand. And some of that, I love to do that. I love to create my phrases, and I love to practice my phrases. And yeah.
Is there any music theory that you learned that helped you get through to the improvisation or composition or anything else?
Yes, definitely understanding harmony and like what notes you can play over certain harmonies. That helped me a lot to be able to create my own phrases and to improvise over different harmonies.
Great. One last question to conclude our interview today. What is one advice that you would give for the younger artist at school?
Definitely, if you feel an itch for like pursuing something else that is not what you're like working on right now, I would say that definitely go for it, because I say it's good that you expand your perspective of your art to as much as possible and experiment with different art forms and with different genres of your art form. And so you can really decide what is that you want to do in your art form.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Emiliano.
You're welcome.
Have fun in your recital.
Thank you.